The new and highly anticipated Batman movie will be coming to theaters March 4th of next year. We'll come to see a different take on Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, and even Batman himself. Let's get right to it and go behind the scenes as the cast gives us an inside scoop on what to expect for the upcoming film. Our Batman will be played by Robert Pattinson. We get to know the supporting cast. And we get to find out if Colin Farrell's spin-off show as Penguin is good or bad news. In addition, we see how this Batman differs from the rest. First, Robert Pattinson is our new Batman. Former Twilight star takes on the role as Gotham's best detective and billionaire Bruce Wayne. He aims to take down criminals with only a few trusted friends, Alfred Pennyworth and Lieutenant James Gordon. The story takes off when a trail of clues sends him to the depths of the underworld to further investigate, meeting characters like Catwoman, who's played by Zoe Kravitz, Penguin, Cobblepot, who's played by Colin Farrell, Carmen Falcon, who John Turturro plays, and the Riddler, played by Paul Dano. Pattinson revealed just how serious he was about perfecting his character to best fit the role, saying he's taken to the shelves reading just about every Batman comic book available. He discusses too how he didn't know how many comics actually contain Batman, so needless to say, he's had his work cut out for him. These books were crucial in Robert wanting to draw his own ideas of what kind of persona he wants to give Batman, just as the Batmans before him brought different aspects to each movie. Pattinson had the idea to dive deeper and really come into character and not just look the part. He wants to portray a kind of Batman we haven't seen before. Rob had said he began practicing his low, deep voice as Batman while filming the movie The Lighthouse, type of silent film in which not much speaking goes on, but Pattinson did a lot of practice with gurrs and grunting. As all Batmans before have done a deep voice, Rob too had to train and adjust his vocal tone to fit the role. Let's meet the supporting cast. Zoe Kravitz, who's playing Catwoman, says training for the role has been very challenging. She says she endured a 2-month intense training in London just getting into shape and training for fight scenes. She initially landed the role after being honest with the film's director and relaying how Catwoman should be portrayed. Upon reading the role, she had her own thoughts about the character. She'd go back and forth with the director and build on the character we'll come to meet next year. Another character Batman crosses paths with is Penguin, otherwise known as Cobblepot. He can be seen sporting a top hat paired with a monocle. It's rumored his role in Batman will be brief and won't be much of significance. We're led to believe this is due to the fact that we'll be getting a spin-off show on HBO Max. It seems we'll be seeing a Penguin differently than any other we've seen before. A leaked picture of Cobblepot reveals a gray-haired, older version of himself. Perhaps the director's taken a different approach with Penguin. Either way, we're sure to find out more when the spin-off series drops. In addition to new takes on old characters, we aim to see a different kind of Riddler than before. Surfacing pictures of Riddler show him in a mask that much resembles the Zodiac Killer's mask. Fans point out the striking resemblance. No more domino mask or green onesie, this Riddler is a more malevolent one. A version of the villain as a serial killer actually exists in the comics, so could this be the reasoning behind the mask? Though he may not be a goofy, grinning character like the one Jim Carrey portrays and still tells riddles, it's said he's a sadistic killer who tortures his victims with riddles and claims, if answered correctly, would save them. Next, a spin-off show with Colin Farrell as Penguin. Many are speculating that the new show about Penguin could be bad news rather than good. Critics say the new show could give fans a look too far into the future and tell them more than they need to know for now. They feel other stories should be told first, so the chronological order makes sense. It could have a negative effect on future DC movies to come. The idea of shared universes fed into a smart film strategy move. DC had gone about the idea wrong before, and with Penguin's spin-off coming, most feel they'll make the same mistake again, saying DC went about the Marvel Cinematic Universe idea the wrong way. Many agree that Justice League was released too quickly, and releasing Batman could be a mistake as well. Given that Penguin has a spin-off leads us to believe he may never reappear in a Batman movie in the future. People critique the film and DC saying they haven't learned from the past. Some fear this decision could have long-term negative effects with future movies to come, potentially some hate from die-hard fans. Cobblepot is only seen briefly in the trailer that just dropped, feeding into the theory that his character won't have much screen time in the film. We wonder what the series spin-off could bring and what backstory we'll learn and see more of. Maybe he'll even be joined by a few other Underworld cast members. Let's take a look at how this Batman differs from the rest. Prior to this Batman, no other movies had really told stories based on his detective side. The director said he wanted to show him solving more crimes as a detective instead of Batman. Through Pattinson, we see a younger Batman portrayed, so we may even see him grow and transform into the superhero. Robert really wants to give Batman a mix of old and new, taking Batman from the classic comics and giving it a more modern take. Every past Batman has added to the role or formed a different version of the superhero. Pattinson has an idea of his own that he hopes fans take to. He talks about his workout regimen to fit the role and how he spends months eating pizza before eating healthy to drop the weight and hit the gym. He also talks to his instructor, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist who's shown Pattinson grappling and rolling around techniques. Co-star Zoe Kravitz had even commended him on getting into shape to play the part. Robert had said himself he's seen a clip of the film and hopes people give it a try because it's really good. We wonder what kind of pizzazz Pattinson will bring to the role of Batman and if it'll be up to par for fans. Next up, Danny DeVito on Colin Farrell playing Penguin. Danny DeVito gave us a great portrayal of Cobblepot Penguin back in the 1992 film Batman Returns. Danny had no feelings when congratulating the actor on earning the role for the upcoming film. He stated, "Colin's one of my favorite actors and I can't wait to see the movie." DeVito also added he'd want to return as Penguin if the opportunity ever arose in the future. Could we see him in the spin-off following the release of the movie? It's refreshing when old characters cross paths with new ones in shows. Many did a double take when the new trailer dropped, not even recognizing the villain as Colin. Funny enough, some even believed it was Richard King. We learned a bit of the background of the movie that Cobblepot doesn't even go by the nickname Penguin yet, doesn't care much for it. Could the new Cobblepot even have the signature top hat and monocle as in the movies before? We don't even see signs of the pieces in the trailer, but perhaps it's just because there are only a few snippets of him in the trailer. So what side can we hope to see of Batman? We may see the detective apprehend criminals alongside his trusty co-workers Alfred and Lieutenant James. What kind of Batman will Pattinson give us? It's exciting to see what the actor will bring to the role that differs from past Batmans. Being that both Zoe Kravitz and Rob endured some hardcore training, what epic fighting scenes can we expect? We also know Zoe had her own take on how Catwoman should be portrayed and how she wants to play her. Fans anticipate and wonder what kind of Catwoman we meet. Can we see a negative impact in the DC universe with the poorly timed release of films, or is it just nonsense? Though we know different takes on a few characters, we're left wondering about the others. And the most sought after question is the Riddler's mask inspired from the real-life Zodiac Killer's mask. Stay tuned, we'll find out together next March.